defeated Pompey, securing a tentative peace.
Though the country has deep political divides,
The Roman Republic has prepared to bestow new honors and powers on Caesar.
Led into dangers.
home, you idle creatures, get you home. Is this a holiday?
Truly, we make holiday to see Caesar and to rejoice in his triumph!
Wherefore rejoice! What conquest brings him home? What tributaries fall unto Rome? To grace in captive bonds his chariot wheels? You blocks, you stones, you worse than senseless things. Oh, you hard hearts, you cruel souls of Rome, knew you not Pompey? Many a time and oft have you climbed up the walls and battlements, to towers and chimney tops. Many a time and oft have you climbed up the walls and battlements, to towers and windows, yea, to chimney tops, just to see great Pompey grace the streets of Rome. Put on your best attire, and do you now call out a holiday? And do you now shoot flowers in display that comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? Then gone! Run to your houses! Fall upon your knees! Pray to the gods in the break that nameless light on this ingratitude!
Men, at some time, are masters of their fates.
See whether the basest metal be not moved. They vanish tongue-tied in their guiltiness. Go you down that way towards the Capitol. This way will I. Destroy the images if you do find them decked with ceremonies.
May we do so?
Let no image be hung with his trophies. These growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will make him fly in ordinary pitch. Who else would soar above the view of them and keep us all in servile fearfulness? Will you go see the order of the course? Not I, Cassius. I am not gamesome. I'll leave you. Brutus, I do observe you now of late. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I have veiled my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Brutus, with himself, at war.
Then, Brutus, I have much mistook your passion. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection, by some other things.
It is just, and it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye, that you might see your shadow.
To what dangers would you lead me, Cassius?
Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. And since you know you cannot see yourself, so well as by reflection, your glass will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of.
What means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
Do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so.
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. Wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart on me? If it be aught toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I shall look on both indifferently.
Well, honor is the subject of my story. I was born as free as Caesar, so were you. We have both fed as well, and we can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. And yet this great man is now become a god, and Cassius must bend his body so it be carelessly, but not on him. He had a fever when he was in Spain, and when the fit was on him, I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true, this god did shake. His coward lips from their color fly, and the same eye whose bend doth all the world did lose his luster. It doth amaze me a man of such feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world.
Another general shout. I do believe these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
Why, now he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty ones must walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men, at some time, are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings, Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should his name be sounded more than yours? Write them together, yours is as fair a name. Sound them, it doth become the mouth as well. Now, in the name of all the gods at once, upon what meat but this our Caesar feed that he has grown so great?
What you would work me to. I have some aim. How I have thought of this, what you have said, I will consider. Till then, noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome. Under these hard conditions as this time is like to lay upon us.
I'm glad that my weak words have struck by thus much show of fire from Brutus.
The games are done.
And Caesar is returning.
This is my comfort now.
And his friend and confidant, Antony.
Along with several Roman politicians, Casca,
Cinna and
Sit on and leave no ceremony out.
Caesar,
Call.
beware the Ides of March.
What one is that?
A soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Set it before me, let me see your face.
Come from the throng. Look upon Caesar.
What sayest thou to me now?
Speak once again. Beware the Ides of March.
She is a seer. Let us leave her.
Hey!
Pluck Casca by the sleeve. I will do so.
Antony.
Caesar.
Casca will tell us what the matter is.
Yon Cassius is a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such souls are dangerous.
Fear him not, Caesar. He's not dangerous. He's a noble Roman and well given.
I fear him not. He is a great observer, and he looks quite through the deeds of men. Such men as he be never at heart's ease while they behold a greater than themselves, and therefore are they very dangerous. I rather tell you what is to be feared than what I fear, for always I am Caesar. Come, tell me truly what thou thinkst of him.
you pulled me by the arm. Would you speak with me?
Aye, Casca, tell us what hath chanced today.
Why, you were with him, were you not?
I should not then ask Casca what had chanced.
Why, there was a crown offered him, and being offered him, he put it by with the back of his hand. Thus, and then the people fell a shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that too.
They shouted thrice. What was the last cry for?
Why, for that too.
Was the crown offered him thrice?
Aye, Mary was it. And he put it by thrice, every time gentler than other.
Who offered him the crown?
Why, Antony.
Tell us the manner of it. I told Casca.
I saw Antony offer him a crown.
Caesar! Caesar! Caesar!
And, as I told you, we put it by once. But for all that, to my thinking, he was fain to have had it. Then he was offered it again.
Caesar! Caesar! Caesar!
And put it by again. But to my thinking, he's very loath to lay his finger off it. Then he was offered it a third time.
Caesar! Caesar! Caesar!
And put it the third time by. And as he refused it, the remnant hooted and clapped their chopped hands because Caesar refused the crown.
Did Antony say anything?
Aye, he spoke Greek.
To what effect?
Nay, and I tell you that I never look you in the face again. And those that understood him smiled at one another and shook their heads. But for my own part, it was Greek to me.
Please up with me tonight, Casca.
Aye, 5 you lie, and your mind whole, and your dinner worth the eating.
Good. I will expect you.
Do so. Farewell, both.
What a blunt fellow is this grown to be. He was quick mettle when he went to school.
So is he now in execution of any bold or noble enterprise?
And so it is. For this time, I'll leave you. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, come home to me, and I will wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world. Well, Brutus, thou art noble, yet I see thy honorable metal may be wrought from that it is disposed. Caesar doth bear me hard. He loves Brutus. And after this, let Caesar seek him sure. For we will shake him. Our worst days endure.
Cassius,
Good evening, Decius. Why are you breathless? And why stare you so?
are not you moved when all sway earth shakes like a thing unfirm? Oh, Cassius, I have seen the stormy winds have cried and now live. And I have seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam and exalt with the striking clouds. Either there is a civil strife in heaven, or else the world too saucy with the gods and senses them to send destruction.
Why? Saw you anything more wonderful?
Against the capital I met a lion who here went surly by. And yesterday the bird night did say even at noonday upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so come joining me, let not
capital tomorrow.
He doth, for he did bid Antony send word to him he'd be there tomorrow.
Good night, Odysseus. This disturbed sky is not walking.
Farewell, Cassius.
Who's there?
Cassius! I was going to your house. What night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest souls.
Whatever do the heavens that is so?
You are dull, Casca. You look pale and gaze and put on fear and cast yourself in wonder to see the strange impatience of the heavens. But if you would consider the true cause, why birds and beasts from quality and kind, why all these things change in their ornaments and natures and performing faculties to monstrous quality, why you shall see that heaven hath infused them with these spirits to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. Now, could I, Casca, name to thee a one most like this dreadful night, that thunders, lightens, opens graves, and roars as doth the lion in the Capitol? This one no mightier than thyself or me.
'Tis Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is. Our father's minds are dead, and we are governed with our mother's spirits.
Indeed. They say tomorrow the senators mean to establish Caesar as a king. He shall wear his crown by sea and land.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius.
So every bonded in his own hand holds the power to cancel his captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor soul, I know he will not be a wolf, but he sees the Roman are but sheep. He were no lion, were not Roman times. What trash is Rome? What rubbish and what awful when it serves for the base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar. But I am armed, and dangers are to me indifferent.
Hold my hand. And I shall set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
There's a bargain made.
Stand close about. Here comes one in haste.
To Cinna, he's a friend. Cinna, where haste you so?
To find out you. Who's that?
It is Casca, one incorporate to our tents.
I'm glad on't. What a fearful night this is. There's two or three of us have seen strange sights.
Be you content. Repair to Pompey's porch. Has Decius arrived?
All but Metellus, and he's gone to seek you at your house.
Come, we all must get ere see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of him is ours already, and the soul entire upon the next encounter yields him ours.
Oh, he sits high in all the people's hearts, and that which would appear offense in us will change to virtue and to worthiness.
Him and his worth and our great need of him, you have right well conceded.
At the home of Brutus,
And his portion.
Politicians descend to convince Brutus of his duty to Rome.
Secrets.
must be biased then. For my part, I know no personal cause to support it in but the general. It would be crowned how that might change his nature, there's the question. It is the bright day that brings forth the adder and that craves where it walking. Crown him that, and I grant you with a sting in him that at his will he may be painted with. Use of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. And to speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affections have swayed more than his reason. But 'tis a common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto the climber upward turns his face. But when he once attains the utmost round, he then onto the ladder turns his back, looks into the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. So Caesar may. Then lest he may prevent, and since the quarrel will bear no color for the thing that he is, fashion it thus, that what he is augmented will run to these and these extremities, and therefore make him as a serpent's egg, which, hatched, would, as his kind, grow mischievous, and kill him, and shall.
Brutus.
Portia, get you to bed, it is not day.
I found this paper thus sealed, and I'm sure it did not lie there when I went to bed.
Is not tomorrow, love, the Ides of March?
March is wasted 14 days.
'Tis good. Brutus, somebody halls.
All to the gate.
Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and its first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma, or a hideous dream.
It is your dear friend Cassius at the door who doth desire to see you.
Is he alone?
No, there are others with him.
Do you know them?
No, love, their hoods are plucked about their ears, and half their faces bare close.
Let them enter. They are the faction, conspiracy. Shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night, when evils are most free?
I think we are too bold upon your rest. Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you?
I have been up at this hour, awake all night. Know I these ones that come along with you?
Yes, every one of them. And no soul here but honors you.
Give me your hands, all over one by one. Theseus, you are welcome hither. Casca, he is welcome too. Cinna and Michaela Cimber, you are all welcome.
And let us swear our resolution.
Don't stain the virtue of our enterprise, nor the insuppressive metal of our spirits, to think that, or our cause, or our performance did need an oath.
But what of Cicero? Shall we sound him? I think he will stand very strong with us.
Let us not leave him out.
No, by no means.
Cicero, let us have him.
Oh, name him not! Let us not break with him, for he will never follow anything that other men begin.
Then leave him out.
Indeed.
He's not fit.
Shall no one else be touched but Caesar?
Cimber, well urged. I think it not meet that Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. Let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius, to cut off the head and hack at the limbs, like wrath and death and envy afterwards.
For Antony is but a limb of Caesar.
Let us be sacrificers, but not butchers, Caius. We all stand up against the spirit of Caesar, that we then could come by Caesar's spirit and not dismember Caesar.
But alas, Caesar must bleed for it.
And, gentle friends, let's kill him boldly, not wrathfully. Let's carve him as a dish fit for gods, not hew him as a carcass fit for hounds.
This will make our purpose necessary and not envious.
Which so appearing to the common eye, we shall be called purgers, not murderers.
And for young Antony,
Think not of him, for he can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
yet I fear him.
Alas, good Cassius, do not think of him. If he loves Caesar, all he can do is to himself take thought and die for Caesar.
There is no fear in him. Let him not die, for he will live and laugh at this hereafter.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today, or no, for he is superstitious grown of late. It may be these apparent prodigies and the persuasion of Calpurnia may hold him from the capital today.
Never fear that if he be so resolved, I can persuade Caesar, let me work, for I can give him humor the true bent, and I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, we all of us will be there to fetch him. The morning comes upon us. We'll leave you, Brutus. And friends, disperse yourselves, but all remember what you have said, and show yourselves true Romans.
Good gentlemen, look fresh and merrily. Let us not put our looks on our purposes, but bear it as our Roman actors do, with untired spirits and formal constancy. And so good morrow to you, every one.
Brutus, my lord,
Portia, what mean you?
you've ungently, Brutus, stolen from me. And yesternight at supper, you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing with your arms across. And when I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. I urged you further. Then you scratched your head, and you impatiently stamped with your foot. Yet I insisted, yet you answered not. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep. And could it work so much upon your shape, as it hath much prevailed on your condition, I should not know you, Brutus. Dear, my love, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, and that is all.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, I do.
Is Brutus sick?
Good Portia,
No, my Brutus. You have some sick offense within your mind, which, by the right and virtue of my place, I ought to know of. And so, upon my knees, I charm you, by my once commended beauty, by all those vows of love, and that great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me, yourself, your half, why you are heavy. And what they tonight have had to resort to you, for here have been some 5 or 6 who did hide their faces, even from darkness.
kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle, Brutus. Within the bond of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it expected I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Dwell I within the suburbs of your good pleasure?
If it be no more, Portia is Brutus' harlot, not his wife.
You are my true and honorable wife. As dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were true, then should I know the secret? Tell me your counsels, I will not disclose them. I've made strong proof of my constancy, keeping myself a voluntary wound here in the thigh. Can I bear that with patience and not my husband's secrets?
Ye gods, render me worthy of this noble wife.
Men at some times are masters of their fates.
Portia, by and by thy bosom shall partake the secrets of my heart.
That same morning at Caesar's house,
Calpurnia worries over soothsayer's warning, blazing the death of princes.
neither heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight.
What mean you, Caesar?
Thrice have Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, "Help, ho, they murder Caesar!"
Think you to walk forth? You shall not start of the house today.
Caesar shall forth. The things that threatened me ne'er looked but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanishing.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within, recounts most horrid sight seen by the watch. The graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce, fiery warriors fought upon the clouds in ranks and squadrons, and right form of war, which drizzled blood down upon the Capitol. O Caesar, these things are beyond all use. I do fear them.
Yet Caesar shall go forth.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. What say the augurs?
They would not have you to stir forth today. Plucking the entrails of an offering forth, they could not find a heart within the beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart if he should stay at home today. For fear, Caesar shall not. Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house and not your own. We'll send young Antony to the Senate house, and he shall say you are not well. Let me, upon my word, prevail in this.
Then Antony shall say I am not well. And for thy humor, I will stay home.
Caesar!
And will tell a Cimber, he shall tell them so.
Caesar, all hail, most worthy Caesar. I've come to fetch you for the Senate house.
And you are come in a very happy time to bear my greeting to the senators, to tell them I will not come today.
Say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie?
Caesar, let me know some cause lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know Calpurnia here, my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight she saw my statue, which like a fountain with 100 spouts did run pure blood, and many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it.
This dream is all misinterpreted. It was a vision, fair and fortunate. Your statue spouting blood from many pipes in which so many Romans bathed in it signifies that from you, great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance. This by Calpurnia's dream is signified.
And this way have you well expanded.
And know this now, the Senate hath concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. But if you shall send them word you will not come, their minds may change. Besides, there are mock acts to be rendered for one to say, break up the Senate until another time when Caesar's wife shall be with better dreams.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia. I'm ashamed I did yield to them.
Good morrow, Caesar.
For what, Brutus? Are you stirred so early too? Good morrow, Casco. Sit down. What is the plot?
Caesar, 'tis struck an 8.
Thank you for your pains and courtesy.
Most noble Caesar.
Good morrow, Antony. Bid them prepare within. Theseus, I have an hour's talk in store for you. Be near me, that I may remember you.
Caesar, I will. In so near law of you, your best friend shall wish I had been further.
Good friend, go in and taste some wine with me, and we like friends will go straight away together.
Every like is not the same, Caesar. The heart of Brutus yearns to think upon.
Thou hast some worry of Caesar, hast thou not?
That I have, Portia.
Why, knowest thou any harms intended towards him?
None that I know will be, much that I fear may chance.
I must go in.
Good morrow to you.
O Brutus, the heavens speed thee in thine enterprise.
Beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius, come not near Casca. Arwell, Cimber, Cinna, and Decius. There is but one mind in all these souls, and it is bent against Caesar. If thou hear this, O Caesar, thou mayst live. If not, the fates with traitors do contrive. Then fall, Caesar! Caesar, beware the Ides of March.
The Ides of March are come.
Aye, Caesar, but not gone. Oh, Caesar!
Reaction mad!
Silence, give place.
Delay not, Caesar!
What urge your petitions in the street?
Come to the capital.
I fear your purpose is discovered.
Look how he makes to Caesar. Mark him. Brutus, what shall be done? If this be known, Cassius or Caesar shall never turn back, for I will slay myself. Cassius, be content. Antony speaks not of our purposes, for look, he smiles, and Caesar doth not change. Cinna knows his time, for
Look you, Brutus, he draws this Antony out of the way.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, most puissant Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws before thy seat and humble heart.
I must prevent Cimber. These lowly couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary souls. Be not fond to think your Caesar bears such rebel blood that will at once be thawed. Thy brother by decree is banished, and if thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way.
Caesar, is there no voice more worthy than my own, to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear, for the repealing of my banished family?
Pardon, Caesar. Caesar, pardon. As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall.
I could be well moved, if I were as you. If I could pray to move, only prayers would move me. But I am as constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks. They are all fire, and every one doth shine. But there's but one in all doth hold his place. So in the world know that I am this one. Let me a little show it even in this, that I was constant he should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar,
Wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Great Caesar.
Does not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak!
Hands for us!
pulpit, Brutus.
Do so, and let no man abide this deed but we, the doers.
Fates, we will know your pleasures.
Stoop, Romans, stoop, let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood. Then walk we forth, even to the marketplace. Let's all cry peace, freedom, and liberty.
Stoop then, and wash. How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over?
So often shall the not of us be called the ones who gave their country liberty.
What? Shall we forth?
Aye, everyone away. Brutus shall lead, and we will grace his heels with the boldest and best hearts of Rome.
Soft, but here comes Antony. Welcome, Antony.
I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? I do beseech ye, if you bear me hard, now, whilst your purpled hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure. Live 1,000 years, I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place shall please me so, no mean of death, as here by Caesar.
Antony, beg not your death of us, for now we must appear bloody and cruel, as by our hands, and this our present act you see we do. Yet see you but our hands, and this the bleeding business they have done.
Do not see your hearts, they are pitiful.
To you our swords have leaded points, Antony.
Our arms in strength of malice and our hearts of loving temper do receive you in.
Your voice shall be as strong as anyone's in the disposing of new dignities.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each one render me his bloody hand. First, noble Brutus, will I shake with you. Next, good Casca, do I take your hand. Now yours, Decius. Yours, Cinna. And my valiant Cimber, yours. Though last, not last in love, yours, worthy Cassius. Gentlemen all, alas, what shall I say? My credit now stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways they must conceit me, either a coward or a flatterer.
Antony, what compact mean you to have with us?
I took your hands. Friends am I with you all, and love you all. Upon this hope, ye shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Our reasons are so full of good regard. You should be satisfied.
That's all I seek, and am moreover suitor that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
So you shall, good Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what we do. Do not consent that Antony speak in his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter.
By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first to show the reason of our Caesar's death.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Here, Antony, here. Take you Caesar's body. You shall not, in your funeral speech, blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar.
Be it so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body, then, and follow us.
Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest soul that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, a curse shall light upon the limbs of Rome. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife, blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar, that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war. And Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc! Havoc! And let slip the dogs of war!
Hither he is coming. Here is a warning Rome, a dangerous Rome.
Leave me for mine honor, and have respect for mine honor. That Brutus' love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. There are tears for his love, honor for his valor, and death for his ambition. Who here is so base that would be a slave? If any speak, for them I have offended. Who here is so rude that would not be a Roman? If any speak, for them I have offended. Who here is so vile that would not love his country? If any speak, for them I have offended. Then none have I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. Here is his body, mourned by the noble Antony. With this, I depart, and as I slew my best love for the good of Rome, I have the same dagger here for myself, when it shall please my country to need my death. You shall live.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him.
Let us hear what Antony can say.
The evil that those do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. And Brutus is an honorable soul. When the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. And Brutus is an honorable soul. I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure he is an honorable soul. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, yet here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause.
Methinks there is much reason in his saying. Caesar has had great wrongs.
Have you now, King? I fear there will a worse come in his place.
Mark his words. He would not take the crown.
Therefore, assuredly you are not ambitious.
Oh, masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong and Cassius wrong, who you all know are honorable souls.
Honorable souls? They were traitors. They were villains, murderers.
If you have tears, prepare to shed them now.
What excited?
You all do know this mantle. Look, if this place ran Cassius' dagger through, see what a rent the envious Cimber made, and here Casca. Through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. And as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it. This was the most unkindest cut of all. But when the noble Caesar saw him stabbed, ingratitude, more strong than traitor's arms, quite vanquished him. Then burst his mighty heart, and great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall was there, my noble friends! Then I and you and all of us fell down, whilst the bloody treason flourished over us.
Oh, traitors, villain, we will be revenged! Revenge!
Good friends, sweet friends, let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. They that have done this deed are honorable. Override Brutus, and Brutus Antony. There where an Antony would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar, and to move the stones of Rome to rise and mutiny! We'll mutiny! Thou wilt.
Enter Lepidus, a patrician,
An idiot.
an ally, a necessary ally of Julius Caesar.
Fortune's friend.
How now, Lepidus?
Octavius has already come to Rome.
Where is he?
He and I were met at Caesar's house.
Thither will I straight to visit him. He comes upon a witch. Fortune is merry, and in this mood will give us anything.
I heard him say that Brutus and Cassius are rid like cowards through the streets of Rome.
But like they had some notice of the people, how I have moved them. Bring me to Octavius.
With Caesar gone, his murderers on the run, and the city in chaos, Rome desperately needs new leadership.
Octavius Antony at Lepidus formulate a plan to seize power in Rome.
Millions of mischiefs.
These many men shall die. Their names are fixed. But Lepidus, go and fetch the will hither.
What?
We shall cut off some charge and legacies.
Shall I find you here?
Or here, or at the capital.
Man's life is unmeritable. Needs to be sent on errands. Is it fit the threefold world divided, he should stand one of the three to share it?
So you thought.
Octavius, I have seen more days than you. And though we lay these honors on this fool to ease ourselves of divers slanderous loads, he shall but bear them as the ass bears gold.
He's a tried and valiant soldier.
So is my horse. Octavius, Brutus and Cassius are levying powers. We must straight make head. Therefore, let our alliance be combined. And let us presently go sit in council, how covert matters may be best disclosed, and open perils surest answered.
Let us do so, for we are at the stake, and bait about with many enemies. And some that smile have in their hearts, I fear, millions of mischiefs.
Denial and false. Try again. Bait not me. Nope. The tent scene.
What now, Strato? Strato! Is Cassius near?
He is at hand, and Pindar has come to do you salutation from his master.
He greets me well. Your master Cassius, in his own change or by some ill officers, hath given me some worthy cause to which things done, undone. But if he be at hand, I shall be satisfied.
I do not doubt but that my noble master will appear, such as he is, full of regard and honor.
There are no tricks in plain and simple faith. Comes his army on?
Most noble friend, you have done me wrong.
Judge me, you gods. Wrong I mine enemies? And if not so, how should I wrong a friend?
Brutus, this sober form of yours hides wrongs, and when you do them, Cassius, be content.
Strato, guard our door.
Pindarus, lead our charges off a little from this ground. You have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted and—
Remember March! The Ides of March remembered. Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab and not for justice? What shall one of us that struck the foremost man of this world contaminate our fingers with base bribes? I had rather be a dog and bay the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, bait not me. I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in.
Go to, you are not Cassius.
I am.
I say you are not.
Urge me no more. I shall forget myself. Have mind upon your help. Tempt me no farther.
Must I give way and room to your rash choler? To be frighted when madmen stare.
Oh, ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this? Aye, and more. By the gods you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you.
You wrong me every way. You wrong me, Brutus. When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
Peace, peace, you durst not so have tempted him.
I durst not.
No.
What durst not tempt him?
For your life you durst not.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I shall be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror in your threats, Cassius, for I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass me by as the idle wind. I did send to you for gold to pay my legions, which you denied me.
I denied you not.
You did.
I did not. She was but a fool that brought my answer back.
You love me not. I do not like your faults.
Come, Antony, Lepidus, and young Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is aweary of the world. Here is my dagger, and here my vulnerable chest within a heart. If thou beest a Roman, take it forth. I that denied thee gold will give my heart. Strike as thou didst at Caesar, for I know when thou didst hate him worst, thou lovest him better than thou ever loved Cassius.
Sheathe your dagger. Give me your hand, and my heart too, Brutus. Cassius, I am sick of many griefs. No man better bears sorrow. Portia is dead. Portia, she is dead.
Seems I can live like awful stone. Insupportable and touching loss. What sickness? Visions of my absence and fear that Octavius came to make the sons of my son's fall. Dear mortal gods, speak no more of her. Great men such great loss. Portia is dead.
Straight open darts! Cassius, I have here received letters that young Octavius with Antony come down upon us with a mighty power, bending their expedition towards Philippi.
Myself, a letter to the self-same tenor.
With what addition?
That by prescription and bills of our lottery, Octavius, Antony, and Lepidus have put to death 100 senators.
Casca? Cinna?
Cimber, Decius?
We're dead.
Well, to our work, alive. What do you think of marching to Philippi presently?
I think it good.
Our legions are brimful. Our cause is ripe. The enemy increaseth every day. We at height are ready to decline. There is a tide in the affairs of strength which, taken at the flood, leads on to fortune.
Then with your will, go on. Together we'll meet them at Philippi.
Noble Cassius, good night and good repose.
Oh, my dear friend, this was an ill beginning of the night. Overcome such division between our souls. Let it not, Brutus.
Everything is well.
Good night, Brutus.
Good night, good Cassius. Who comes here? Do you believe it's my eyes that shapes this monstrous apparition? Art thou some god, some angel, or some devil that makes my blood cold and my hair to stare? Speak to me what thou art.
Thy evil spirit, Brutus.
Where comest thou?
Tell thee thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Well, then I shall see thee again.
Aye, at Philippi.
Why, then I shall see thee at Philippi then. Strato, Brutus, bid Cassius set on his powers betimes, and we will follow.
Shall be done, Brutus.
Nothing but death shall stay me.
Nothing but death shall stay me.
Cassius and Brutus meet on the Philippi battlefield.
The enemy comes on in gallant show.
They stand and would have parley.
Make forth. The generals will have some words.
Good Antony.
Stir not till the signal.
Brutus, shall we give sign of battle? Stand fast, Cassius. We must out and talk.
Words before blows. Is it so, noble friends?
Not that we love words better, as you do.
Good words are better than bad strokes, Octavius.
In your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. Witness the hole you made in Caesar's heart, crying, long live, hail Caesar, oh, you flatterers!
Now, Brutus, thank yourself. This tongue had not offended, so today Cassius might have ruled.
Come, the cause. Arguing makes us sweat, the proof of it will turn to redder drops.
Look, I draw my sword against conspirators.
When think you that the sword goes up again? Never. Till Caesar's 33 wounds be well avenged, or till another Caesar have added slaughter to the sword of traitors.
Octavius, thou canst not die by traitors' hands, unless thou bringst them with thee.
Come, Antony, away. If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, when you have stomachs.
Men, at some time, are masters of their fate.
Why now blow wind, swell billow, and swim bark? The storm is up, and all is on the hazard.
This same day must end the work the eyes of March begun.
Most noble friend, if we do lose this battle, then is this the very last time we shall speak together?
If we do meet each other again, why we shall smile. If not, then this parting was well made. Forever and forever farewell, Cassius.
Forever and forever farewell, Brutus. If we do meet again, we'll smile indeed. If not, 'tis true this parting was well made.
Why then? Come on.
Antony, Octavius, and Lepidus meet the forces of Brutus and Cassius. The field of battle.
Ride straight out, ride and give these bills on to the legions on the other side.
Let them set out at once, for I perceive the cold demeanor in Octavius' flanks, and some push give them the overthrow.
Ride straight out, let them all come down.
Pindarus mistakes the outcome of battle, giving Cassius incorrect reports of Brutus' defeat instead of the impending victory. Oh, Cassius, Brutus gave the word too early. Who, having some advantage on Octavius, took it too eagerly. His soldiers felt the spoil, whilst we by Antony are all enclosed. Antony is in your tents, my lord. Fly therefore, noble Cassius, fly far off.
This hill is far enough. Look, Pindarus, are those my tents where I perceive the fire?
They are, my lord.
This day I breathe first. Time has come round, and where I did begin, there I shall end. Oh, coward that I am, to live so long, to see my best friend taken before my face. Come hither, good friend, and with this good blade that ran through Caesar's bowels, search this bosom. Stand not to answer, here, guide thou the blade.
These tidings were welcome for Cassius.
Where did you leave him? Not that he that lied upon the ground?
This was he, Strato.
What? Pandarus!
Cassius is no more.
Oh, setting sun, the sun of Rome is set. Our day is gone. Clouds, dews, and dangers come. Our deeds are done.
Mistrust of thy success hath on this deed.
Alas! Thou hast misconstrued everything! I must go to meet the noble Brutus. Fasten his vile report into his ears. For piercing steel and darts envenomed shall be as welcome to the ears of Brutus as tidings of his sight.
O brave Cassius, why didst thou force my hand? By our leave, gods, this is a Roman's part. Come, Cassius, blade, and find Pandarus' heart.
Where Strato doth his body lie? Julius Caesar, thou art mighty yet. Thy spirit walks abroad and turns our swords in our own proper entrails. I owe more tears to this dead friend than you shall see me pay. I shall find time, Cassius. I shall find time. Strato, come. Let us to the field. Set our bows on. 'Tis now our time, and Romans brave this night. Try fortune in a second fight. Yet hold up your heads. Who will go with me?
I will proclaim my name down the field. I am Strato.
Yeah! And I am Brutus. No, Brutus, I. Yeah! This is my country's friend. Know me for Brutus.
Where is he? Where is Brutus? I dare assure thee that no enemy shall ever take alive the noble Brutus. The gods defend him from so great a shame. When you do find him, or alive or dead, he will be found like Brutus, like himself.
Then go and see whether Brutus be alive or dead.
Come, Strato. Slaying is the word.
What? I, my lord? No, not for all the world. I'll rather kill myself.
The ghost of Caesar hath appeared to me. I know my hour is come.
Not so, my friend.
Nay, Strato, I'm sure it is. Thou seest the world, Strato, how it goes. Our enemies have beat us to the pit. It is more worthy to leap in ourselves than tarry till they push us. I prithee, hold my blade, whilst I run on to it.
No, you're right, my lord.
My heart does joy, but yet in all my life I found no man, but that he was true. Hold my blade. Wilt thou, Strato?
Give me your hand first. Very well.
Farewell. Caesar, now be still. I killed not thee with half so good a one.
What man is that?
It is Brutus Strato.
Strato, where's thy master?
Free from the bondage you are in, Octavius. We conquered him by making a fire of him. But Brutus only overcame himself, and no one else hath honor by his death.
Then call the field to rest and let's away, to part the glories of this happy day.
This was the noblest Roman of them all. All the conspirators save only he did that they did in envy of great Caesar.
Caesar! Caesar! Caesar!
Men at some time are masters of their fate.
Caesar!